is one of our favorite guests, actually, Mike Golic Jr., a number one heir, the heating, electric, and plumbing pros. And we had you on a couple of weeks ago, and we said we were going to track you down on Radio Row, and here you are. And congrats, you have a big fancy stage over there. It's the show's called Gojo?
The show's called Gojo, and DraftKings. I mean, what a world where you walk into Radio Row, and it's all the gambling companies that have the big stages now. It's a very real culture shift. But
they got the real dough.
It's been fun, though. We've had a good time over there. Me, Dad's been over there. You got the GM Shuffle guys. It's a whole great family atmosphere over there, and they got snacks.
So, do they have
the snacks?
That's right. I walked in and I saw just boxes.
Yeah.
Now, is that for anybody, or is that for you guys, or because I was kind of hungry?
I think that was more of an us thing there, and I feel like if you walk by and just kind of take something out, you got to be subtle with it. Like every one of these tables I go by, if I just see something kind of out in the open, I act like I'm supposed to be there.
Boom.
And then just you want to be minimally invasive.
Okay.
Minimally invasive.
Good strategy.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Now, does DraftKings have its own platform? Do you have how are we accessing all these shows?
You're accessing them all right now wherever you get your podcasts,
Okay.
on the DraftKings YouTube channel. That's kind of the one place where we all live together.
Right
you
on.
can go, like, we got a playlist under there. You know, my dad, Golic and Smetty, got the playlist there. So we're all kind of in the YouTube hub.
Now, we're going to have your dad on tomorrow.
Oh, God.
Okay, and I was thinking it'd be cool to have a donut for him, but it doesn't look like he's had a donut in a long time.
So the reason he would appreciate that, though, is because, as he always puts it, my mom has decided he's still worth more to her alive than dead.
Okay.
She keeps him in good shape, which means he's not getting donuts the majority of the time, but still loves them. So if you guys gave him that treat, he'd love it, and he would happily house it on air like old times.
Well, I think the last time we had you on, you said the parents are here locally in Arizona, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So are you staying there with them?
Oh, yeah, it's a home game for me.
Awesome. So how's that going?
It's
Is it
incredible.
like a reunion?
It's great. They have 3 dogs there who I love to see. They're the only ones that are excited to see me every morning. My parents could care less. The best part about staying with mom and dad, so I have no self-control, and as an adult who gets to grocery shop for myself, I'm a single father of none, I always have to avoid buying the things I don't want to eat right away. I cannot buy cereal for myself.
Oh.
If I were to buy it, I'd come home and I'd eat the whole box in one day, but my parents always have a little bit of cereal strapped at the house, so I have woken up every morning and had Life. They found some mix. It was like a mix of cereals in there. It was like Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Frosted Flakes. It was incredible.
Okay, so you are a man after my guy Wolchuk's heart right now. What's the best base mix of the cereal? Is it the Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Don't you swear by the Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I think it's the Frosted Flakes.
Or the Frosted Flakes, excuse me. Is that the best base?
I would say either of those. To me, I think so. I think cereal with a little more girth to it, like a backside to it, really helps.
Trash can
and I think
full of dirt.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch just has a little bit more of that. It's not fully like the dump truck, like mini wheats, where all of a sudden you're dealing with a legitimate 4-course
it's gonna
meal.
soak everything.
But you want that sustenance.
I do. I want that sustenance. So something like that, to me, Cinnamon Toast, and it even layers well. It's like roofing on a house.
It does
like
layer
shingles.
well.
It does. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. My dear God. Okay, so we're having ourselves a blast. Gojo, were you at the party last night?
I was not at the media party last night. No, I snuck away. There was like a little side media party that Mina Kimes is like the most popular person at Radio Row.
Yes.
She's got friends across all these different places. And I walk in and it was like, all right, like there's like 8 people here. And the next thing I know, I look around, like the entire Ringers here, the Athletics over there, a bunch of ESPN folks flocked in. So you just follow Mina Kimes and you're going to be in a good spot.
Okay, so we still haven't made it quite yet, is what we're hearing.
Yeah, we
got
got to
not
get
at the legit media party.
I haven't made it yet either because she originally gave me the wrong bar and I found out from someone else. So I'm still not sure if she wasn't trying to sabotage me being there.
Okay, I've caught whispers of a Ron Jaworski Thursday night cigar party.
Yes.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. So I sneak in with that through Dad most every year because he has to go there. He works with Gridiron Greats. That's a part of that one. So my father has to go early to walk the red carpet. Is not a thing that gets. My dad is not a red carpet guy. My dad is a Waffle House made into a person. Fewer fights, but in general, the same idea.
The same energy.
Yeah, exactly. There's maybe a less chaotic top end, but more about the overall dining experience. But he is going to be walking the red carpet for Jaws.
It's Mike Golic Jr. here with you on 105 through the Fan. Is there a consensus among the Golics of who's going to win or who you want to win in the Super Bowl?
So I don't actually. So Dad gets the best job in the world this week, because he is a part of the radio broadcast for the game with Westwood One. He cannot give a pick.
Right.
So he sits around and gets to throw peanuts and sling product out here. And then at the end, when they actually go for the thing we all want, which is a pick, he has to recuse himself. He can't give a pick. So I don't know where Dad would lean in his heart of hearts. I've been leaning Philly all week. and I have never once felt good about it because Patrick Mahomes scares the ever-loving daylights out of me.
I didn't know how confident you were going to be on your selection. I didn't know if you were one of the ones that were privy to the script. So apparently not, so you're having to actually guess like the rest of us.
Exactly. No, I know the written script is somewhere walking around. I assume it's like, in like the glowing suitcase, like in the end of Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
I'm still waiting to find it, and if the script writers want help, I've seen enough M. Night Shyamalan movies to give you like a pretty good twist, even though it might lead to a lackluster ending.
Is the Eagles' trend, though, because of the trenches? This seems like a game that it's going to come down to the trench play.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is just the depth of that roster. Now, certainly the wild card is the health of Jalen Hurts' shoulder, and can he maximize a downfield passing game? Listen, as someone that had overs tied to A.J. Brown in the last game, watching him airmail that wide-open touchdown on the go was nightmare fuel for me. And I'm sure Steve Spagnuolo is going to put him in positions where you got to get creative and mix the bag up on defense. You can't give Philly one thing because they're too good at the simple things. Football's simple for Philadelphia. Hand the ball off behind the best offensive line in football and occasionally have your quarterback keep it. And then when he doesn't want to do that, you throw deep to two of the mutants that you drafted and then brought in free agency. Life's a little bit harder for Kansas City because you've got so many injuries at receiver right now. Defensively, you're not nearly as talented as Philadelphia, but you got 15. And you've got Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy in an offense that really does a lot to help out everybody involved. So that's the part that sticks in my craw a little bit is what they do there. But it's the depth of this Philly roster. I've said it's the zombie apocalypse where you get that Road Warrior car where you're just nailing sheet metal to the side of the thing and there's spikes on the hood. That's what Philadelphia and Howie Roseman built around Jalen Hurts on this team.
Gosh, that's fantastic. You're 100% right about that. If this was a Super Bowl matchup and the people playing in it was actually just the menus of each city. Philadelphia food, Kansas City, really the barbecue. I feel like they're a one-trick pony, but they're dominant.
They are dominant in that field, so I am really partial. So my dad obviously played for 6 years of his NFL career in Philadelphia. We've gone back a fair amount. And the Reading Terminal Market in Philadelphia is like an old train station there where they put a bunch of food stands. Is like heaven on earth. It's just a bunch of Amish people cutting bacon in there. They've got bakeries in the back, and I go and eat my way through that thing every time I'm in Philadelphia, and they do so many things well. To your point, variety is the spice of life. It's not just a cheesesteak city, so that one really, I have a lot of love for that, but the Power and Light District in Kansas City, it's all deadly.
Okay, now this is hitting close to home for us. We're here at Radio Row right now. We're all trying to be professionals.
Oh, yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what level of emergency would you have to be in to go number 2 in one of these bathrooms here around all your colleagues?
Emergency. I did it this morning.
Okay, very good. He's a football caveman like my guy Brian Broaddus here. That's incredible.
Not afraid. I've never been one that's afraid of like a public restroom experience. I am forged in those fires. I'm a former offensive lineman. I'm a dirty, disgusting man.
You take pride in that.
I do admire that. Do you look down on somebody, maybe like myself, that is a little gun shy?
No, you know what? I allow it. Toilet time, as Eric Cartman once said, toilet time's the last bastion of American freedom, so how you choose to spend those moments, those are up to you. That's between you and usually now your cell phone for entertainment.
Very time-consuming.
It is. I got caught the other day, and she doesn't know this, but I ended up getting a phone call from my mom while I was on the toilet the other day. And I always assume might be something urgent if she's calling me and not texting me. And so I take the call, and she's just kind of going on about her day. I hang up the phone. Legs are completely numb.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand
Yeah. Now, have you ever gone in a doorless or a wall-less situation? Are you willing to go prison style?
Oh, the doorless one was actually what we used to have when I was in college at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame Stadium, yeah.
We used to, Notre Dame, but even in our locker room inside the football facility, we used to just open the doors because you had a buddy to talk to in there, and we had mirrors right in front of us, so you guys could sit there and have a face-to-face conversation while you were both on the toilet. I thought it was just team bonding.
Have you ever been to a college stadium? I mean, because I go all the way back to the 80s when they didn't have any doors. It was just like the commode, and you're right there.
There's a lot of the bars in South Bend, Indiana that had those, and I am not a proud man. I have also explored in those situations out at late night, and you get to know a lot of your classmates when they're walking by, watching you in that conference. It's like when your dog makes eye contact with you.
Oh, no.
I need you to help me feel safe right now. This is not, in Finney's South Bend, Indiana is not a place where you should feel safe doing this, so I need eye contact with me. Mark from accounting. Mark from Econ 101. I need you to be with me here, brother. We are teammates tonight.
Mike Golic Jr., the Gojo podcast, man. We could talk to you forever. Congrats on all your success. It's well-deserved. You're a beast.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you.